Firstly, let's understand why do we cough. Coughing is a body's protective mechanism which helps to clear our breathing passage. With dust, microbes, irritants, etc., there are two types of cough, wet and dry. Dry cough is useless and non-productive, while wet cough is useful. Cough may be caused due to common cold, flu, allergies, and smoking. Some other causes could be pulmonary tuberculosis, asthmatic cough, postnasal drip due to sinusitis or rhinitis, gastrointestinal reflux, or ACE inhibitors like captopril. Let's look at dry cough and its treatment. So this is how a dry cough sounds. The mechano or chemoreceptors send impulses to cough center and medulla, which then sends efferent impulses to muscles of chest wall and abdomen. Increased contraction of these muscles cause a noisy expiration called cough. Now we know that this dry cough is useless, it doesn't help body. Coughing twice or thrice daily is normal, but continuous dry cough must be suppressed, otherwise it could cause hernia, increase complications of a patient with hemorrhoids, or issues to a patient who was recently operated, etc. So to suppress this we use antitussives. It works by inhibiting the cough center in the medulla, elevating threshold for coughing. Dextromethorphan is the most popular centrally acting antitussive. It's an NMDA receptor antagonist. So next time for a dry cough use dextromethorphan. Take 10 to 20 mg every 4 hours, and for children between 6 to 12 years 5 to 10 mg. But remember, it's not advocated for children less than 6 years of age. If dry cough is accompanied with runny nose or allergic rhinitis, take a combination, dextromethorphan plus an antihistaminic such as diphenhydramine or chlorpheniramine. And if there is nasal congestion, add phenylephrine, which is a nasal decongestant. Now, this is how a wet cough sounds. Productive cough is useful. Productive cough is an important way of clearing infected secretions from the lungs. So wet cough must not be suppressed. Hence, antitussives are not prescribed. Rather, we must help our lungs to clear the phlegm or mucus. This could be done by two ways, firstly by increasing bronchial secretions, and secondly by decreasing the viscosity of mucus. Sodium and potassium citrate increase bronchial secretion by salt action. Potassium iodide is secreted by bronchial glands and can irritate bronchial mucosa. Guaifenesin increase mucociliary function while being secreted by tracheobronchial glands. And ammonium salts are nauseating. They reflexly increase respiratory secretions. Warning: a variety of expectorant formulations combined with antitussives or antihistaminics are often marketed and briskly promoted, but it is of non-conclusive efficacy. US FDA has stopped marketing of all expectorants except guaifenesin. Steam inhalation and proper hydration may be more helpful in clearing airway mucus. Bromhexin is capable of inducing thin copious bronchial secretions. It depolymerizes mucopolysaccharides directly as well as by lysosomal enzymes. It is particularly useful if mucus plugs are present. Dosage: for adults 8 mg 3 times a day, children 1 to 5 years 4 mg BD and 5 to 10 years 4 mg TDS. Ambroxol is a metabolite of bromhexin with similar mucolytic activity. Its average dosage is 15 to 30 mg thrice daily. Now you could choose the right cough syrup for you, your patients or friends and family. Remember D for dry and D for dextromethorphan, which is an antitussive, while for wet cough always choose an expectorant. Remember, persistent coughing is not normal. Any cough lasting for more than 8 weeks must be discussed with your doctor. Let's end with a fun fact. Did you know our body produces 1 liter of mucus a day? Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to subscribe, like and share.